Welcome to spvessel. In this video I will show you first steps for using framework SpaceVIL. You can find detailed instruction on the site spvessel.com or in my GitHub repository. All links in the description. At first I will show you how it works for C# with .NET Standard on Windows operating system. I will make a simple window and tell you about some features of SpaceVIL framework. Then I will show you the same things on Linux Ubuntu operating system using C# with .NET Core, and then all remaining examples will be demonstrated on Java. After that you should have a basic idea of SpaceVIL and its versions. Let's start! First of all, we should download SpaceVIL for .NET Standard and GLFW for Windows constructing. Follow the link and download a proper version according to your system type. I download 64-bit version. Make a new project with IDE Visual Studio. Paste the GLFW library near the executable file. Set links to the SpaceVIL and system drawing libraries. The system drawing library is for colors and fonts. Add the line using SpaceVIL to check the framework. OK, it works fine. The next step. Let's have a look at the instruction and remind it. We should create a file mainWindow.cs, create a class mainWindow. This class should be inherit from SpaceVIL active window class, and the initWindow method should be overridden. Okay, let's remind, and I will show you how to do this. Usually I create folder called view for all UI elements. Now I should create a member of the window layout class, named it handler. The following parameters should be in the constructor. The first parameter is the name of the window, so we can use something simple like the name of the main window class. The next is the title text. Other parameters is optional. This is the height and width of the window, and boolean parameter border hidden. Sets the window handler. Now we want to show our window. We have two ways to do this. The simplest is using show method of active window class. The other way is using the method tryShow from the special class Windows Layout Box. This method is trying to show the window if it exists. The method argument is the window GUID or the window name. The last argument of the window layout constructor marks if the native operating system title bar will be shown. Let's see how the SpaceVIL works with the .NET Core. I'd like to use the Visual Studio Code. Let's start. Make a new project. Set link to the framework. Install the system drawing command package. I use the previous .NET Standards code to test the version for the .NET Core. Don't forget about GLFW. Paste it near the executable file. And now we can launch this. That's all. Now we have window for the .NET Core. It works the same as for the .NET Standard. Now it is time to change the operating system to the Linux. I will show you how .NET Core will work there. All the same actions to create and launch the window. Make sure that GLFW is installed on your Linux operating system. Let's add some elements on the form and make an event for the element. It will be two elements, an increment button and a label to display the increment value. It is simple and works without any problems. Now you can create an applications with .NET Core for the Linux. Let's make some more interesting on Java. Make a new Java project folder here. Now I'm going to the website spvessel.com to look at the Java and Gradle instructions. Download SpaceVIL for JVM. And we need the following libraries files. This is the minimal set of the files using in SpaceVIL of JVM version. I already have these files. Let's paste it in our Java project. Also paste SpaceVIL for JVM. The next, let's initialize a Gradle project. Open build Gradle file and add the line to the dependencies block. Now our libraries from the libs folder will used correctly. Like in the previous examples, let's create a folder view and a file window.java. We can just copy previous code and correct it according to the Java syntax rules. Let's check here. Now we have the same functionality as the previous .NET Core example. Let me show you something more interesting now. The element's shape can be any, so you can create some unusual UI. Let me show you what I mean. for example, you see such a UI. The buttons following to each other, but the distance is too wide. I want something more natural, so let's set a proper spacing to the stack. Look at this, I hover the mouse on the element and the next element selects too. It happens in any other frameworks too. That's because of the default selection counts according to the element size, not of its shape. That's why I can select two buttons. The system thinks that the buttons on each other. We can avoid the situation if we set the mouse hovering rule. In the SpaceVIL there is two types of mouse hovering rule, lazy and strict. Lazy rule is default. According to this rule, the system checks the simplest variant using width and height of the element, square area. The strict rule checks if mouse is inside of the element's shape. Obviously, the strict rule is cost more time and CPU resources, so you should use it only when it actually necessary. Let's set hovering rule to strict and check our program. As you can see, there is no double selection anymore. To check that hovering is strict inside of the element's shape, we can just move mouse outside it. All these things we made using only SpaceVIL framework elements. Now let me show you how to create your own complex element. Let's create an element called complex item. The element should be inherited from the SpaceVIL prototype class. Let's create the complex items constructor, and then we should override the init elements method. The complex item will be the increment item with locker. Let's try to launch this. You can see that increment items are works. And if I set lock, the increment button cannot increment value. I hope this gives you an idea how to use the basics of the framework. The examples in this video wasn't very aesthetic. To improve this, I create a small project for test the framework for its weaknesses. If you play the Wolfenstein 2, you can remember that inside there is the minigame about encoding Enigma codes. I like this minigame and want to play it separately, so I just made it with the framework and slightly changed the rules. This minigame with codes you can download with the following link. I think all deserving examples of SpaceVIL usage will appears in GitHub repository. And that's all. Thank you for watching, Happy New Year and good luck!